Welcome back. This is another edition of Inside the Tornado, presented by Walk-Ons. I'm your host, Chris Mangrum, and our guest today is the Vice President of Athletics and also our head coach of our women's triathlon team, David Hicks. David, thanks for being here.
Morning, Chris.
Good morning. Well, your group of ladies have performed in 4 different events so far this year. Why don't you give us an overview of how they've performed this year so far?
Yeah, we've battled some injuries this year, like a lot of teams will when you're training at the level they're training. So I don't feel like we've really put together a great race yet. We're looking forward to doing that at Nationals. But individually, Lexi's been our top finisher at every race. She's had really solid races, but really don't know that she's put together her ideal race yet. Brianna has made incredible leaps in the last year in her performance. Looking forward to her. She missed regionals because of some injuries. Looking forward to her coming back. Just spoke with her this morning, and she seems to be healthy. Liz, who's our senior captain, she's had some great races this year and some really solid training, and looking forward to her as well. Bouncing back from an injury. She raced at regionals but was banged up, so she'll be healthy for this one. And then Jordan, who's in her first year, she's done a phenomenal job, and her training has been really outstanding, and she's made remarkable strides forward over the last 3 months. And hopefully we've got her healthy too. She was a little banged up at regionals as well.
Well, your team is currently prepping for national championships in Florida later this week. Walk us through what is the recommended routine. You mentioned how hard these ladies train. What does a race week look like for them? What's important for them to get prepared to race?
Well, you're not going to gain or lose a lot of fitness at this point. Yeah. So it's really about fine-tuning your body, fine-tuning your training. Our workouts this week focus on speed and intensity, but are not very long. So we're going to shorten everything, really ramp up the intensity to get their bodies moving and get them used to doing that. And also that will allow them to get a little rest. We'll take a couple days, probably an extra day off next week as well. And then going into Thursday and Friday, they'll have some a little easier workouts. Just so that they're primed and ready to go.
So finding well-rounded athletes that can do all 3 of these aspects of triathlon seems like it'd be difficult to do. So what is your strategy when you're pursuing athletes to be a part of this team? Who are you looking for exactly?
Well, ideally we want young women who have a background in triathlon. And it's a small but growing component of youth and junior and high school triathlon at that age. So that's ideally who we want, but if not, you really just want someone who is excels in at least 1, maybe 2 of the 3 disciplines, someone who's willing to go out and try something new, and somebody who's going to work hard at it. Yeah. We've had a lot of success. I mean, Brianna, had really never been on a bike and never done a triathlon 15 months ago. Yeah. Jordan was the same way 3 months ago. And those girls have really excelled. They've done everything we asked them to, and they're going to go out this weekend or next weekend and have a great race.
Yeah. Well, in 6 years leading this women's triathlon team, you guys have been able to travel all over the country. So tell me what one of your favorite venues is that you've been able to participate with this team.
The national championship the last 5 years in Arizona has been a really unique experience. It's a part of the country that majority of people from this region don't get to travel to. It's just unique. Around here, everything is green and lush, and out there you're in the desert. And Arizona State always did a great job, just hosting the race. They did a phenomenal job, and it was always a fun place to go. We're excited to go to Florida this year, but Arizona State was always just a great place to go.
Well, with this upcoming trip to Florida happening soon, what would you say are some of the goals that your team has at this event?
I'm just looking forward to hopefully having all 4 of the girls put together a great race and go into a race healthy. This is really probably the first one since early in the year where we've been healthy. And, we just want to go out there and have each girl achieve their goals. We've got goals for each of them individually and have them go out and just have the best race possible.
So it's time for national championships for our women's triathlon team. That event takes place Saturday, November 9th at Lake Lewis State Park in Cleremont, Florida. So stay tuned to our website, kingtornado.com, as well as our social media channels to see how these ladies are going to perform at national championships. And of course, you can always visit kingtornado.com to learn even more about our women's triathlon program. For David, I'm Chris. This has been another edition of Inside the Tornado presented by Walk-Ons. We thank you for watching. See you next time.